Hello, welcome back to my channel. My channel name is Second Perspective, and today I'm gonna react to this video by Patrick David. I think his name is, but his channel name is Valuetainment. He is very famous guy, and he is like those people like from the category of those successful people recently, like the Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, and these people. He is from the same category, and his analysis, his analysis, and his interview taking techniques are really good. I am a really great fan of this guy, and I have been watching his videos recently on different topics, and he makes a lot of sense about different communities. He talks about different events recently going on across the globe, and so he has made this video. It is like 2023 in April. I already watched this video, but I had no opportunity to talk about it. But who are we to talk about it? Because he is the guy I'm gonna react to his perspective actually. So he is the guy who is successful. He is the guy who has better analysis. So let's watch his video without delaying. And by the way, please subscribe my channel because I have no followers, no subscribers, nothing. So I'm starting from zero. Hopefully I will get some subscriptions later, but let's see. So I'm really sorry for my English if there is any mistake. So let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
So why is it that Indian immigrants from India, the country, and the ethnic group of Indians in America are crushing every other ethnic group in America, not by 5%, not by 10%, by 20% in income? We have stats on their divorce rates against everybody else. We have stats on how they raise their kids. We have stats on how they put their kids in certain majors over other majors. It's just mind-boggling, and everybody else is going to learn a ton about how Indians raise their kids. Alright, so if you get value from this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. Income is one of the ways to measure who's more successful than others, okay? This is according to the U.S. Census Bureau, where Indian Americans rank amongst other ethnic groups. If you look at this chart here, this is 2018, Indians all the way at the top at $120,000 income. Taiwan, which is number 2, they're ahead of them by nearly 25%, 24%. Chinese third, Japanese fourth, then it's Pakistani, Filipino, Indonesian, Korean, Cambodian, Hmong, and then Vietnamese. And look where white Americans are at, 65.
Oh, why
Indians
Americans?
make $55,000.
Asians are like above everybody else, I think.
You're trying to go to 4 days a week work week. Try convincing an immigrant coming from India, Taiwan, China, Japan, Pakistan, Filipino, Indonesian, Korean, Cambodian, Persian, Hmong, Vietnamese, trying to convince them to only work 4 days a week. Not their kids who are born here maybe, and they've been Americanized. Try convincing an immigrant to only work 4 days a week. They will laugh at you. The whole purpose of coming to America is that they can work as much as they want. It's called free enterprise. But let's kind of take a deep dive with some of these other stats. Indian population living in poverty amongst percentage-wise with Americans. All Americans, roughly 13% of Americans live in poverty. All Asians, it's 10%. Look at Indians. Only 6% of all Indians in America live in poverty. Now, let's look at education. What percentage of them have bachelor's degrees? What percentage of them have masters or MBAs? And what degrees they have? Look at this here. In 2021, 80% of Indian immigrants over 25 years old or older reported having at least a bachelor's degree versus only a third of all foreign-born and U.S.-born adults. Again, 80% versus 33%. 80% of 25 and older have a degree, 4-year degree. 49% of Indian immigrants adults have at least a graduate or professional degree in 2021 compared to 15% of foreign-born and 13% of U.S.-born. Nearly 4 times of U.S.-born is what they have. Now, what do they major in?
Look at the right camera, man.
Lots of people waste money on degrees that have...
I have one camera. This guy's looking somewhere else.
Plan on going to college.
No idea.
Major in STEM to make it a good investment, but Indian Americans abide by this. It's like a religion. religion, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Look at the
Yes, the
chart
subjects,
here
those
on what they
those subjects
major
would
in. At the
matter.
top, you see the blue, engineering 36%. Then it's math and computer science 35%. Then
That makes a
10%
lot
at
of
the top.
sense,
You
I
see
think.
it? Business management. So they're intentional about what areas.
By the way, I'm
they're
from
gonna
social
go
science, so
major
that's
in.
fucked
Now let's
up.
go even a little bit deeper than this
There's
on
no
how
way
they
out.
measure amongst other ethnic groups. This is according to the U.S. Census Bureau. If you look at the top right, you'll see all immigrants. It's a darker blue. You'll see Indian immigrants. It's a lighter blue. And then you'll see U.S. born. Okay. Furthest to the left is management, business, science, art, occupations. Look who's in the middle. 79% of Indian immigrants versus 43% of U.S. born versus 37%
What
of
the
all
hell?
immigrants. They major in management, business, and science. Look at service occupation. They're the lowest at 5%. U.S. is 15%, and all the other immigrants 21%. They're like, no, you're not going to major in service when you're going
Management,
into this.
business,
Look at
science,
sales
and
and
arts
office occupation.
occupations.
10%, 15%, 21%.
Exactly.
National resource constitution maintenance occupation, they're 1%. It's almost as if you do go and major in that, you're going to get a lot of pop-out from your parents there, but it's 1%, 8% for U.S. born, 12% from all immigrants. Then production, transportation, and material moving, 6, 13, 15. Look, they're not interested in that. You know what they're interested in? Management, business, science is what they're interested in. They want to do
Right.
stuff. So obviously this leads to them making a lot of money, but let's look at business. Are they startup entrepreneurs? Do they produce billionaires? I don't know. Let's take a look. So here's what it looks like. According to Oxford Academic, Indian immigrants represent 1% of the U.S. population, but 8% of the founders of high-tech companies and 1/3 of technology startups in Silicon Valley. 1% of total U.S. population, 8% of all founders. Here's some of the names of billionaires that produce. Jay Chaudhry, net worth $8.3 billion, CEO of Zscaler. Vinod Khosla, net worth $5.3 billion, former Sun Microsystem co-founder. Rome Wadhwani, $5.1 billion. Rakesh Ganwal, $4 billion, Indigo CEO, founder. Nareej Shah, CEO of Wayfair, $2.8 billion. Anil Bursi, net worth $2.3 billion, CEO of Workday. This is working on how they're producing and what they're majoring in. Now let's look at family perspective. What do they do that's different when it comes down to the family? Well, one thing that's interesting is it's very common for multiple Indian families to share a home while building a business together and continuously expanding the business. So it's almost like the concept of delayed gratification. Hey, let's live together. Let's minimize expenses. Let's put all
That
the
is
money
one
we're
of the
making back
main
into the
factor, I
business
think.
rather
Most
than
of the communities,
splurging
they
and
don't
wasting money
know.
all over the place. A couple
They
other
don't
things to
live
be thinking
together.
about. When it comes down to divorce rates, did you know Indian Americans have the lowest divorce rates in America? Very interesting, right? Now, some of you are going to
Yeah,
say,
Eastern
of course,
cultures.
they have the lowest
That
divorce
is
rates
Eastern
in America
culture.
because they have
Like
arranged
people
marriages.
don't get
They
divorces.
may in India,
That is
but
really
not
good.
necessarily all in America. It does happen, but it's not as high of a number as it is in India, and it's gradually going away anyways. But let's look at the stats here. According to National Center for Family and Marriage Research, blacks, they have the highest divorce rate, 30.8%. Hispanics are 18.5%. Whites are 15.1%. Other is 12.4%. But for Indian families, you ready? There's some studies that say 1.3%.
Yeah, blacks are just fighting with each other, and whenever you see them, just yo, popping, yo.
Culture, ritual,
What the hell they do? I don't know.
divorce rate than others. Again, this is purely based on statistics. Couple other things. We looked at this website called IndiaParenting.com, and we saw these 10 things that they do as parenting that's different than others. Some of it you may say, I had some of that with my parents, or I apply some of it myself, and some of you may say, yeah, we definitely don't do that in America. Here, let me kind of go through it. Number one, they promote kinship. Indian parents make it a point to foster relationships and association with their social
God, this
and
is
family
the
acquaintances. They edify their
thing,
children to
what
build
we
social
call it.
connections and also maintain healthy connections with their relatives. More so, they stay as shelter beside their children till they are married off, right from the children's infant ages to their marriage times. Even after that, the parents support their youngsters emotionally in order to provide the much needed support. Ideal Indian parents create a social environment where the concept of family is expanded to all. So they're selling family, they're selling kinship, they're selling let's stay close. They're edifying that lifestyle, and the kids are emulating whatever the parent, the leader, edifies. That's what they want to do. Number two, self-sacrifice. And almost every Indian parent sacrifices their lives in some way to devote themselves in raising their kids. Indian mothers careers, forego their dreams and passions to take care of their children. Fathers often make compromises in their careers to ensure well-being of the young ones. Interesting. Everything about life becomes about pouring into their kids, and look at the types of kids that they're developing. Number 3, trustworthy and friendly. Trust is one thing that Indian parents mostly possess. This factor makes them the best friend of their children.
That is right.
Through their adulthood, Indian mothers become the best friends of their sons, while the daughters love to confide their secrets in their fathers. What? Let me say that one more time. Indian mothers become best friends of their sons, while daughters feel comfortable sharing and confiding their secrets to their fathers. Does that sound American? Or is it like, you know what I'm saying? Very interesting, right? When you think about the dynamic here of how this looks. Let's go to number 4. Quality time. Indian parents, amidst their busy schedule, give quality time to their children. They spend great time with their kids.
People live together.
Going their own way.
Like,
they're involved. They're not letting them go and let society raise their kids. They're very much involved with their kids. Number 5. Nurture the talents. When it comes down to Indian parents, they're extremely good at identifying the skills and unique talents of their children. They toil hard to enhance those special gifts that their kids are blessed with. You would often find the Indian kids, teenagers, and young adults getting well acclaimed in a number of creative fields thanks to the dedicated and loving Indian parents. Number 6. Inquisitive. That's one quality of Indian parents that many children are annoyed about. Very interesting. However, Indian parents, being curious in nature, keep a careful watch on their kids. Instead of breaching the freedom and privacy of their children, parents stay watchful about their offspring's attitude and behavior to prevent them from venturing into any misleading paths. You know, some of the things you hear parents say.
that is really
Leave
good.
your kids alone. Let them do whatever they want. You know, they kind of got to go through it. Indian parents will say, you're a fool to do that when they're kids. You got to be involved so they don't go out there and do crazy things. I remember while I'm listening to this, some of it's reminding me, I'm thinking my mom's maybe a little bit Indian. Middle Easterns have similar tendencies, by the way. They're on these lists too. My sister went on her first date. I'm a younger brother by 6 years. She says, your job is to spy on her. You're going to go everywhere she goes. So I'm like, no problem. Yes, sir. You know, it's like, yes, ma'am. So me and the friend, everybody had a job. I'm watching from the top. He's here. Did they kiss?
Exactly.
And boom, they
You should look after each other. It's not about...
We're trying to follow exactly where this guy's going. Watching everything to come back and report. Look at that concept. This kid had to do this with his sister. Some tells me Indian parents maybe do a little bit of that as well. Sisters are watching the same. You were the annoying brother, were you? I was very protective. Power to all the protective brothers out there. We need more of them out there. I'm hoping Tico and Dylan will be the same as well. I'm sure they will be. Okay, culture. Indian parents instill the fundamental culture and religious values into their children right at their childhood. India is a country that has deep-rooted cultural values. Its traditions and legacies are well maintained. Indian parents make it a point to impart the same value to their children. Don't go away from your values and principles. Keep selling it to them. Number 8. Religious tolerance.
Stick to your culture.
With a multitude of ethnic races having dissimilar values and ethos, Indian parents infuse the ethics in their children that let them respect people hailing from different religions, castes, creeds, and races. Respect. So it's like, hey, you got to respect everybody that's out there. Makes sense. Number 9. Ready? This one's going to be a little bit confusing for some of you. Judgmental. Indian parents are highly judgmental. That definitely helps them in keeping their children safe from negatives. This is also one of the best qualities of an Indian parent, to implant the same insightful abilities in their successors. And last but not least, number 10, multitasking. Most Indians are hardworking. They are diligent when it comes down to handling their parenting tasks. The moms and dads in India do great multitasking while managing their personal and professional life. They strike a fine balance between their times and dedicate adequate time to both their children and their jobs. All right, so look, you may agree with some of the things, you may not agree with some of the things, but the results is there. It shows you the numbers, what they've done, and there's a lot to be learned from what they're doing. Here's a few different takeaways. Number 1, if your
that
kids
is
are
what
going to go to school,
matters.
don't wing it. Speak to them about what things to be considered then. Get involved in what degrees. I watch how involved Tom is with his kids going and taking degrees. It's amazing seeing parents that are involved and saying, hey, look at this, look at that, let's research this together rather than do whatever you want to do. Number 2, superior work ethic. They don't compromise their work ethic. No one's going to make them not work hard, including the 4-hour work week, Business Insider, Bloomberg, HuffPo type of people that are journalists who came out of Columbia, want to convince everybody to do a 4-day work week. Good luck doing that to the Indian community, and you shouldn't let that happen to you either. Number 3, they're intentional about what they're doing. They're not winging it. They're saying, hey, here's what we're doing and this is why. This is what we're doing with our kids and here's why. why. There is intention behind it. Next, vision and discipline. Extremely disciplined in how they're raising their kids based on some of the things that we're reading here. Next, delayed gratification is there, and they're constantly teaching their kids that there's many ways to do that. You know, I can ask my kids sometimes, I'll say, hey, let me ask you a question. Would you rather have me buy you an ice cream right now, but you get no video games for 4 weeks? Or would you rather not have ice cream for a month, but you get 4 video games a month from now? They're sitting there, oh my God, I would much rather not have to do this. I'll wait versus I have this. These are ways to develop the muscle of delayed gratification by you putting them in positions where they have to make the decision themselves. Strong values, and they keep selling the values and principles to their kids, and they don't compromise it. They're not embarrassed by it. They don't let the world or American society make them feel guilty about what they believe in and become softer and more gentle. No, this is what we stand for, kids. Here's who you are. Here's the family you're a part of. This is what we're going to be doing. Now let's figure out your talents and help you go out there and do big things within your life and make us proud, make the family proud, but more importantly, make you an incredible net positive to society. Hey, quick shout out to Indian parents out there. I salute you. I respect you for doing what you're doing. You make
Thank
the
you
world
so
a
much for
safer
making
place by
this video,
raising
David.
kids based on high standards and high values and principles. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Anyways, if you got value from this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And I got another video. We shot this a year ago, I want to say, in Boca, how to raise successful kids. If you've never seen it before, click here to watch the video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the video finished. So he talked about few things, which like being from Pakistan, I think I can relate to few things. And like because of the Eastern culture, because of the neighborhood, but the thing is that the main difference is like between Indians and Pakistanis living outside is maybe about like they get involved into business activities more, and our people maybe, like, not all of them, yes, but few of them, they get involved in business related activities, and most of them, they just focus on the work related to like daily wages and something. So yeah, I have lived abroad, I have lived with Indians, I have Indian friends, so I have learned few things from them, that I have seen them, I have met them, I have lived with them, so I know about their, like, how they are different as compared to our people. Our people are more like lazier, I think. But the thing is that the main thing he pointed out, and I also observed, is that they live in community. Like Indian people, they help each other. If one of them, they get the job, they try to pull in the other people to give them the job, to give them the same job. While on the other hand, our people, they try to push each other, they try to just, not let anybody else come in the same field or same workplace or same space. So that is appreciable about Indian people, that they help each other and they try to give each other work. So like mutual benefits, maybe like they have mutual respect more as compared to other communities living there. So there are a lot of things which he talked about, like ultimately 8 to 10 things, and all of them are exactly how he pointed out, like family values, sticking to family. I think that is Eastern culture, like it happens in India and Pakistan too. Second thing he talked about is like living together, growing up together. So if you are living in an expensive city and you are living together, like 4 siblings living together, and all of them are working, all of them have jobs, so they can save a lot of money, which they don't have to pay for rent and many other things. You understand what he said. So there is another thing he talked about is like divorce rate. That is, I lived in some Eastern European countries, and I have noticed that they have, like, almost everybody was divorced, like everybody was separated or divorced, and which, like, I their children and the overall society, the vibe, I did not like it, because like everybody was so selfish to each other. the husband to wife, children to parents, parents to children. Everybody was so selfish and self-centered that they don't care what is happening with their brother, they don't care what is happening with their sister, they don't care what is happening with their parents or their children. Like, I did not like that vibe. And I, like, after living there for like 2 years, I wanted always to come back just because of that negative vibe, because they don't care about each other. Everybody was like, if you tell somebody, oh, your brother is dead, maybe they will be, oh, where? Otherwise, they don't care what is happening with their siblings. So I can understand what he is talking about. Thank you so much for watching my video. And please subscribe to my channel because I have no subscribers at all until now. So I will be very thankful, and please press the bell icon so you can watch the future videos. Thank you so much.